Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on? Thanks for tuning in on this beautiful Thursday morning. My name is Za-Quan Peterkin. This is Misunderstood. So it's NBA Rivalry Week going on this week. I didn't even know this. Now that I think about it, yeah. I mean, Lakers Clippers when LeBron got that 46-point game. Um, the Knicks they played Cleveland. I guess that's a rivalry. Maybe from like the 80s or something. I don't know, but I guess that's a rivalry. Um, yeah, rivalry week. Didn't notice that. Saturday we got Lakers Boston. I mean, that's gonna be a slobber knocker, but still, I guess rivalry. Probably the biggest rivalry in the NBA. Even though the game's not gonna be close, the Celtics gonna beat them by like at least 15 points. But as long as LeBron gets like 50 points, it's all good. Um, um, tonight's not tonight. I'm sorry. Wednesday night's games. Two of the biggest 21st century rivalries, I should say. The rivalries of now, starting with Golden State and Memphis. Um, Before I get to the game, let me explain something about rivalry. That's not a rivalry, man. That's not a rivalry. It's not. You know what I mean? You got two teams that go back and forth on Twitter, talking mess to each other. One team responds verbally and then responds in the game. I mean that's Golden State Warriors. You know, Klay Thompson would say something verbally. He'll even say it on Twitter, or he would say it in a post game interview. Then he'll go in the game and put daggers in their hearts. That's not a rivalry, man. It's just not. You know, um, they don't really have a lot of playoff series. And yeah, I get that they're playing the play-in. I get the play-in is, I guess it's considered the playoffs, which is ridiculous because if the play-in is considered the playoffs, then you gotta change the name of the play-in. It's like don't call it a play-in because if I'm hearing play-in, that means you're playing to get in something. No, that's not playoffs. That's not regular season. That's not playoffs. That's earning the right to get in the playoffs. You know what I mean? If you're the ninth seed and you advance in the play-in, you became the eighth seed or the seventh seed or whatever. You it's it's not gonna say the one seed versus the ninth seed in the 4 out of 7 series because you played in. You know, so Memphis beat Golden State in the play-in. To me, that's not a playoffs. Not only that's not the playoffs. Even if it is the playoffs, it's not a series. You know, Miami, New York is more of a rivalry to me, even though it's pretty one sided. But it's more of a rivalry to me because of the playoff series that they had, and they generally did not like each other. Memphis and Golden State, they probably generally don't like each other. I don't see them hanging out after the game. But you gotta you have to have more meaningful games to me for that to be a rivalry. In Memphis, you gotta win sometimes. You can't get swept in the regular season and then go in the playoffs or play in and then like you're the favorites to like go to the NBA championship, but then you lose in 6 games to the Golden State Warriors. You got to win sometimes for that to be a rivalry. It's more individual rivalries on that team than team rivalries. Like that's how I feel. It's more individual rivalries, but it doesn't mean they can't produce good games. And last night, last night that was a good game. That was a damn good game. Very entertaining. Golden State Warriors. They hosted the Memphis Grizzlies on the Wednesday night ESPN televised game. And man, first of all, Memphis had that game. Memphis had that game like like right in the bag. Like within like Around 6 minutes left in the game, that Memphis Grizzlies had like a 10-point lead. Play good defense. Don't turn over the ball so much. Make baskets here and there. Waste the clock down, and you'll go on and get yourself a win against the Golden State Warriors. Nope. Steph Curry was not hearing it, dogs. He was not hearing it, man. He showed up knocking down 3-pointers here and there. And then if he was knocking down 3-pointers, Klay Thompson was knocking down 3-pointers. You know what I mean? Like it was pretty good game. It became back and forth. They had multiple lead changes, and then it got to like the end of the game, and Steph Curry get himself evicted. And I'm gonna say the term "get himself evicted" because he loves throwing the mouthpiece in the crowd or at the crowd or whatever. Throwing the mouthpiece, just throwing it. That's like his thing to do. That's like his thing to do. It's like, yo, do you really have a mouthpiece just to have something to chew on and have something to throw when you get upset? He got evicted out of 3 games in his career, 1 playoff game, all mouthpiece related. And his teammates came to his defense so hard, like he should not be ejected from the game because because he's Steph Curry. That's basically what I heard. Post game interview. That's basically what I heard. He should have been ejected the game. It's the last minutes of the game, and he's one of the top players in the league. What they gotta do about him not able to keep his mouthpiece in his mouth? Like, what they gotta do with that? What him being a top player and him being a future Hall of Famer and stuff got to do with keeping a mouthpiece in your mouth? Here's the thing about Steph Curry. Before I get to the stats and what happened in the game and who did what and everything. Here's the thing about Steph Curry. Steph, man, I think people are starting to understand that you get away with a lot that you should not be getting away with. I think officials are starting to understand that. Because, Steph been in the league for a long time now. Steph been in the league since what year was he drafted? 09? I believe it was 09 that he been drafted. Maybe even before that. Maybe, shoot, I gotta look into that. But I believe it was 09 when he got drafted. I believe. And Steph been in the league for well over a decade. So by this time of his career, it might be different officials, might be younger officials. You know what I mean? It might be officials from a different time that see things differently, and these younger officials don't see things so differently. Yes, I am low key race baiting a little bit, not fully, because Steph does some things that people say, man, if he was dark skinned, he would have got suspended. Pretending to take off his shorts and squat down like he's taking a shit, basically saying, "I'm shitting on these people. I'm shitting on these dudes." Man, let that be Russell Westbrook. And Russell Westbrook is not one of it's not as dark. It's not like crazy dark skin, but his demeanor. You know what I'm saying? His demeanor, he would have got suspended just because they would look at Russell Westbrook as like aggressive. But if that was somebody like James Harden, if that was somebody, somebody like LeBron or somebody like that, they would have got suspended. Steph Curry gets away with a lot, and a lot of people do feel like he gets away with a lot because he's light skinned. A lot of people do feel that way, but it's not all race. It's not all a race situation. He also looks so damn innocent. You know what I mean? It's like seeing like a little kid. Like it's like seeing like a little kid say a curse word. It's funny. It's funny until they do it too much. Then it's like, all right, man, watch your mouth. I was laughing a minute ago, but now you're saying the words a little bit too much now. Watch your mouth. I think Steph is starting to get in that mindset now with people where it's like, yo, man, this dude, he be doing some disrespectful stuff sometimes, man. He be doing some disrespectful stuff, and even though the mouthpiece wasn't aimed towards a referee, he was mad at his own teammate. Still, you can't be doing things that the other players on your caliber would not be able to get away with. And I'm not talking about other players like a bench woman who's going to be a lead for 3 years. Yes, you're not going to be able to get away with things Steph Curry can get away with. Yes, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about somebody like James Harden. James Harden would not get away with that. Donovan Mitchell, he don't got no rings. So does James Harden. He don't got no ring. He got MVPs. But Donovan Mitchell would not be able to get away with that. Do I need to name somebody who got rings slash MVPs? Fine. Anthony Davis will not get away with that, and he's light skinned. I already said LeBron James will not get away with that. Giannis probably would get away with that because international players get a little more leadway. Like Joel Embiid's celebration last night. I'll definitely get into that later on. But international players seem to get away with a lot of things other than Black American players, which is true. But there's so many players on his caliber that will not be able to get away with a lot of things that he do. So I think this is more of a, you know what? You became that little kid that said the F-bomb a little bit too many times. It's not funny no more. Now I'm letting this little kid cuss, and now it's time for the little kid to go on punishment because you can't be going around cussing. So you got ejected, and you're gonna keep getting ejected if you keep doing the same thing. The same thing. Like, I don't know, man. You gotta find something else to throw. You gotta go in the bench, grab a Gatorade water bottle, take a little bit of water, and then throw the water bottle out of protest. They might let you slide with that. You know why? 'Cause it's a different curse word. The little kid stopped dropping the F-bomb and said, "God damn it." It's like, it's funny again. New curse word. But the mouthpiece thing, they own you on that stuff. And your teammates could say whatever your teammates want to say. I'm telling you right now, if that was John Morant throwing the mouthpiece and he did not get ejected, Golden State Warriors would have been like, yo, why was he even in the game? So they defend their teammate, but if you really want to defend your teammate, you need to go to your boy and say, yo, Steph, man, you gotta chill with the mouthpiece. They're not letting you get away with that no more. They're not letting you get away with that no more. You became that Fabio that said the F word, the F bomb too many times. But so look, basically to sum up my opinion, he deserved to get ejected, and every time he throws that mouthpiece, he's gonna get ejected. Now let's get to the game. Steph was balling, y'all. Steph was balling, man. Steph was knocking down those threes, 50% from the 3-point line, 34 points in total. He was just knocking them down. Even though he got ejected from the game, he still played 35 minutes. He got ejected late in the game. Late in the game, when I want to say the game was tied when he got ejected. Either tied or they had like a 2-point lead or something. But it was close. It was at clutch time. It was close when he got ejected. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I was like, ooh, Memphis got a chance to win this game now because there's no Steph towards the end of the game. Who's gonna step up? Who stepped up, y'all? Klay Thompson. He was also 50% for the 3-point line. He sure was. He sure was. And that his fifth 3-pointer was the one that set the tone that the Warriors are not gonna lose this game. You know what I mean? Steph Thompson, and then old boy Jordan Poole had to end up defending